Good morning, viewers. Welcome to this video session. My name is Samuel Dominic Chukwu Emeka, aka Sam Dom for Peace. In this video session, we shall deploy a web application using the Google Cloud console window. We shall try to do these tasks in this video session. We are going to download and install the Google Cloud SDK. We shall do the configuration. We shall create a web application. Actually, we shall try to create two web applications, and then we shall now deploy those web applications using the Google Cloud Console. I've been using App Engine. Actually, if you look at this, you will see the Google App Engine here, but the newer the latest Google infrastructure is the Google Cloud. So let us see how we could deploy web apps using the Google Cloud. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a Gmail account, which I suppose you have. So let's go to our browser. Please, I am using Windows 10 machine, so that means I can answer questions based on Windows 10, okay, or based on Windows machine. But right now I'm using a laptop Windows operating system, so I can answer questions based on this. Okay, I didn't say Mac or Linux. So please, it's Windows operating system I can answer questions based on. We're gonna go to App Engine, Google App Engine, appengine.google.com. Okay, you can type in appengine.google.com. Google App Engine, which is still Google Cloud. It says you should sign in with your Google account. Okay, I don't want Google Chrome to remember this, so I say never. Okay, so this is the Google Cloud here, and you know, it says you can have some credit for I know this is an old app, so don't worry about it. This is an old app that you see here. Don't worry about it. It says here, sign up for a free trial and you will get $300 in credit and 12 months to explore all of Google Cloud platform. Later, you can do this if you want to. You know, right now I don't want to do that. But eventually, Google will force people to do that anyway. Google will force developers to have a credit card, but right now I don't want to do this, so I'm just gonna click here. Like, look at what I did. You will see create project. Okay, so I'm gonna click right here, and I will just, these are the two projects I did with Google App Engine, but for this video presentation I will create two new projects, but we are going to use Google Cloud to deploy those projects. So let's start with the first project first. So this is create project. Okay, I type it. Let me type in love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor, because we need love in this world. So you want to make sure that is available. So let me, if I put this, it says project ID is not available. Okay, so let me say maybe peace and love. let me find a good project name. Okay, I write peace and love, and this is just sample. Okay, so peace and love is not here. I'll just put let me just put my nickname Samdom for peace and love. Samdom for peace and love. How about that? Samdom for peace and love. Okay, so right now it's not showing me anything, which means it's available. So I'll just put create project. So it's gonna take some time. If you see this moving, that means it's creating the project. Okay, so as it is creating the project, that's fine. Let's minimize this window. Okay, so you have a notification, you just click on it, it has created the project. Okay, so just click on it. I'm not gonna come here and start creating my project from here. I've already you know, I will do that in another environment. Okay, so I will just leave this for now. I will minimize this. Let me go now and download the Google Cloud SDK. So just open a new tab, go to google.com, and then you can type in a Google Cloud SDK, and I want Windows. I want for Windows. So you come here, you look for the web, don't look for ad, okay? Look for just website that has Google Cloud SDK. Right now I'm not interested in the documentation. So just click on this one, Cloud SDK, Google Cloud Platform. You click on it and it says install for Windows. You click there. So if you look at here, it says here, before you begin, download the Google Cloud SDK installer. Then number 2, launch the installer and follow the prompts. Number 3, after installation has completed, the installer presents several options. Okay, so as you can see here, all these 4 boxes, all these 4 check boxes are checked. Okay, and we look at this. It says create start menu shortcut, create desktop shortcut, start Google Cloud SDK shell, then run G Cloud unit. As you can see, so this is important. Make sure that the following are selected. Start Google Cloud SDK shell. So actually, I will recommend you select all these 4 checkboxes. Okay. So let's first of all do that. Let's go ahead first and install this. So download this first, and then we install it. So it's downloading, and I just click on it. Then it says welcome to Google Cloud SDK setup. This is automatically checked for you, but honestly I'm not interested in sending anonymous usage statistics. Okay, I'm not interested, but if you want, that's up to you. So I will uncheck this. I will uncheck it. I click next, and you read all these, which I know most of us don't. Which I know some people don't. Which I know some people don't read. Well, you will have to click I agree, because if you don't agree, you cannot download it. So you take your time and read this. You click I agree. Single user Samuel. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'll just select next. This is very important. Okay, this is the destination folder. Honestly, I don't like this destination folder. So I'm going to change this destination folder. It is very important that your destination folder is something you can have access to easily. So I will click browse, and I will click on, let me expand this PC, and let me go to the hard drive. It's important you do this from the hard drive. And on this hard drive, the C drive, I will look for I can click users. Let me go ahead and click users. And once I click users, I want somewhere where I can easily get this. Okay, I want somewhere where I can easily get this. I click Samuel. After clicking Samuel, let me just put this in documents. So do you see what I did? I now select documents, and I'll just click OK. So this is very important here, this destination folder. Okay, I got it from this. This must have to be in your hard drive. Okay, so you get it from your hard drive. Then I click users, Samuel, and I want to put it in the documents folder under Samuel. So this is important, very important, that this is your destination folder. Actually, what you could do is, let me get Notepad. I'll get Notepad, and you can just write destination folder, and it's right here. I'll just copy this, copy it, and paste it here. Okay, that this is my destination folder. I just made this as a comment. It doesn't matter, you must not make it as a comment. And I will save this on my desktop. Save as. I can save this on the desktop so I can easily have access to it. Okay, I can call this G-Cloud apps, and I save this on my desktop. So this is just my destination folder for where the G-Cloud will be, the Google Cloud Platform will be. And then I click next. These are checked already. It comes with a bundled Python. I have Python from the Google App Engine, but it's not, I mean, even if I remove Google App Engine and the Python I had, it's not a problem. This will still work. This comes with the bundled Python, which is great. If you're like me, that likes playing with things, you know, I check beta commands because I like messing with things. Anything called technology, I like playing with it. Programming languages, you know, I'm a programmer. So I select this and I click install. Actually, transitioning from Google App Engine to Google Cloud, I had to try this, you know, mess around with it before I now decided to make a video about it, because some people might be experiencing some issues with it. So this is coming up. Okay, as this is coming up, let me go ahead and create another project, and you will see why. You will later know the reason why I want to show you with two projects for this video. So I'm gonna click here again. I will click create project, and let me call this Samdom for love and peace. I will now say this for love and peace. The first one was for peace and love, so now for love and peace. Okay, Samdom for love and peace. So I will click create project. Okay, it's creating, and then let me check on my Google Cloud Platform. It's still downloading, no problem. It will take some time to download, depending on several factors, you know. So This one also has also created. So as this is downloading, okay, let me utilize all the time I need. As this is downloading, I'm going to create 2 web applications with these 2 projects. So I have NetBeans already installed. It is my idea, it is my assumption that you already know that you are, at least you know some programming already. Like you know how to develop PHP apps, okay, or even HTML apps. So web apps using HTML and PHP. So it is my understanding you have an idea about it and you just want to deploy your apps free. Okay. So I use NetBeans for my PHP and HTML. So let's go ahead and put something in these 2 apps we just created, these 2 projects we just created. Let's do something with it while we wait for this to download and install. Okay, so I'll close this here and I will just I'm going to go to File, create it. Well, it finished scanning. So I go to File, I will say New Project, and let me, I know it is PHP project, but that's fine. For now, I'm going to just use HTML5 and JS application. Don't worry, it's gonna be PHP project, but let me just do HTML and JavaScript application. I click next, and I will call this. This is the project name here. I'll call it Samuel. Well, there's no space. There should be no space. Samuel Chukwu Emeka. I'll just call it Samuel Chukwu Emeka. No space. I click next. And for my NetBeans, look at the project location. Okay. Just make sure you look at this project location where it is. It is under my documents and it's under NetBeans. So I can, if you want to change it, that's fine. If not, that's fine. I will just click. I will usually I can also have this on my OneDrive if I want to. I can actually put this on my OneDrive, or I can just leave it like this. But just copy this. Well, we don't need to copy it now. So just know where the location is. Okay. Usually I put my projects on my OneDrive because I'm using Windows machine, so it's easier to change from wherever I am. I can easily change things from wherever I am, but I can just leave this right here. Okay, I can just leave this right here for now. I click next. No site templates. Okay, I click next. I don't want all these because for this video I'm using a simple project, simple PHP project. I click finish. So it's creating the project. I'm using NetBeans. This is still installing. Okay, that's fine. So this is index.html file, which I'm going to rename. Now you expand this, you go to site, you check site root, you see this index.html. What we are going to do, because if you look at the previous project I did, you see we are going to rename some of these. Okay, I don't like index.html, so I'm going to rename it, and later on I will show you NetBeans will show it as an error, and that's fine. We're going to change some things, no problem. I'm going to rename that, and documents, NetBeans projects. This was the one I just created here. It has public_HTML. So what I'm going to do, okay, let me close this NetBeans for now. I have created this project. I've created this project, so don't. We shall revisit this. Okay, I'm going to close this for now. Then what I did was I went to the location of the project. It's under my PC, documents, NetBeans projects. This is the location right here. Let me show it to you again. So you see, this is the NetBeans projects. You double click. You get, this is the project I just created. Double click on the folder to open it. This is public_HTML. You have to change this name. Okay, I'm gonna change this name to Samdom for peace and love. For peace and love. You have to make sure that you change this name to the to your app, the G-Cloud app. Okay, you make sure you change it. So you change the name, and then double click on this to open it, and this is index. Okay, now this index, if you want to change it, that's fine. If you don't want to change it, that's fine. But I'm gonna change it anyway. Okay, I will still change it to Samdom for peace and love.html. And then I will just create another PHP file, which I will show you how to do. So you see, I just changed this. Okay, don't worry about NB project, don't worry about this, and don't worry about this folder. Don't worry about these two other folders. So you just want to make sure you change this name to the name of your G-Cloud app. Okay, and for the index.html, if you want, you can change it. If you don't want, you don't change it. The main thing is to change this particular, that public_HTML folder. I am using NetBeans. Okay, this might be different from whatever software you're probably using for yours, whatever editor that you're using. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up NetBeans again. Let me check on the G-Cloud. The G-Cloud has been installed. Okay, so as the NetBeans is opening up, I'll click next. It has finished installing the G-Cloud and everything is checked here. So I click finish. I click finish. So I get this here. Welcome to G-Cloud. Okay, and later we can come back to this G-Cloud. Okay, later we can come back to it. I just opened NetBeans and I noticed there is a problem. One or more project resources could not be found. Yeah, resolve problems. Okay, so I go ahead and resolve problems. I'll click resolve here, and I changed. Remember, I changed this, so I'm going to click browse, and I get this back because that is what I changed it to. I click on this, open. Okay, and once you do that, you click OK, and then it's checked that it's resolved, so you close. So we've resolved the problem. If you do this now, you click on site root, you see that. Okay, I want another PHP project because that is actually what I need. Just know that you need to have a PHP file. I get back to my OneDrive, documents, NetBeans projects, and I'll just copy a PHP file from. I'll look for any PHP file. Okay, I copy it. Usually, when you create projects, you can just create PHP file, but I'm gonna copy this one anyway. I'll come here. I'll go to documents, NetBeans, projects, and come over here and I paste this file, and I will just rename it. Okay, you go ahead and rename it Samdom for peace and love. So it's my assumption that you know how to, at least you know how to create PHP files. Then while we wait for the G-Cloud to finish. Okay, so we can go ahead. You see the PHP file is now here. Okay, and we can come back on this. Let's get to the G-Cloud. Let's get back to the G-Cloud first. It says you must log in to continue. Would you like to log in? You say yes. Okay, and it will just verify your account, your Google account. Okay, and allow SDK, Google Cloud SDK to do this. You click allow. Okay, now as it's going to verify the Gmail account, I'm gonna get back to NetBeans, and let me come here and let's write something. Let's just write something. Let's just write a simple PHP file. So title, I know I'm doing it in HTML, don't worry, I'll still do it in PHP. Love thy neighbor. You know, with PHP, even with a PHP file, even if you don't have any PHP, it will still run. Okay, and the title is let me just say title Samuel Dominic Chukwu Emeka for peace and love. And then I can come here. Let me just use H1 here, H1 tag, love thy neighbor. Okay, we can just close this, save this, and let's run it in the browser to see that. Now when you run it, it will say index.html. Go ahead and change this. I changed it to Samdom for peace and love.html. Select file, and then you go ahead and run this on the Chrome browser. Okay, so let's get back to our, it's still verifying this. It's still verifying it. So let's wait a little minute. Let's wait for some time to verify it. It's verifying your Gmail account. Okay. Let's get back to this here. Open, run this. So as you run it, you see this is the title of the website, and this is the H1 tag, okay, the heading tag, love thy neighbor. Okay, I'm going to just do this on I just did this in HTML, I know, because I'm using NetBeans, but I'll just do the same thing in PHP. So I'm just gonna copy this, copy as it is. Okay, copy this, and I open PHP. It will take some time to open it. Let's check on our app. Okay, so I'm going to this is still this is activating PHP. Let's wait for it. Patience. I guess I'm running several things. So let me refresh this. Let me see whether I can close this and try this again, because it's taking more time as usual. Okay, we'll come back to it. This is the PHP tag. I'm just gonna highlight all this and then paste what I did in HTML. Okay, I know it's PHP and it's kind of highlighting this, that this is not so, but that's fine. It's still gonna work. I can just use echo here. I can just come here, instead of h1 tag love thy neighbor, I can just insert a PHP. I can insert something PHP, PHP, then echo. Of course, NetBeans integrated development environment is not the best app for doing this, but I'm just using it just to, let me not echo hello world, echo love thy neighbor. Okay, remember this is PHP. Okay, love thy neighbor, because we need love in this world. And then I will close this. I'm gonna close this and I'll just save this. And I know you see HTML tag, it doesn't matter. It's still okay. It will run. Okay, it's gonna still run. Yeah, you can insert PHP inside HTML. It's just that the only thing is that you have to rename it to PHP. Okay, you have to rename it to make sure the file name is in PHP. So that's just what I'm doing, and it's not a problem. Okay, it's not a problem. Now the next thing I have to do is the app.yaml file, YAML file. So I need that. Let me check on my thing here. It's still verifying it. So let me just go ahead and copy app.yaml file. NetBeans is not the best thing to do this, but because I have it already, I just copy it. I actually started this with Webmetrics. Okay, I started it first with Webmetrics. So, and then I wanted to write some apps in NetBeans, so I use NetBeans. I have Webmetrics here, Microsoft Webmetrics. Yeah, there you go. So, but I'll prefer to just do this with the NetBeans, just to show you. Don't worry about this red tags. It's because it's a PHP file that is highlighting it. It will still work, trust me. Now let me go ahead and find the app.yaml file. I have the app.yaml file here. Let me get it from, well, I have it here actually. So in this my first project, app.yaml file, I'm just gonna copy this, copy it and paste it here on the side root. Paste. So I just pasted it here. So this is what you need to do. This is with Google App Engine that I did all this. This is what you need to do. I'm gonna remove this. Just type in this. Runtime is PHP 55. Save this. Runtime is PHP 55. API version of 1. Put the handlers. Put the robots.txt. And I'm just gonna upload, okay, I'm gonna upload this samdom because we're gonna test it for both of them. Samdom for peace and love.html. Okay, that's the HTML file. And then, of course, the very last one should be your main file. Make sure these are well spaced, like spaced as is. Okay, make sure you you look at the spacing. So the main file actually .php is samdom for peace and love.php. This is the main file here. Okay, so actually with the gcloud, this is the file it will open right here, this PHP file. And if I want to also run the HTML file, I still can, because it's going to upload this HTML file as well. So in the app.yaml file, app.yaml file, and if you want this file, I can give it to you. If you request for it, I can give it to you. Or there are several environments you can also that gives you that access. It has to be app.yaml file. You put the runtime is PHP 55. The API _ version is 1. Just make sure you type this well. If you are not uploading any of these static files, you can delete these handlers. Okay. And then if you want it to run your HTML file, you make sure you upload your HTML file. But this is the main file here, the PHP file. Okay. And remember, we used echo here because it's PHP. Okay. And this is saved already. So we are good to go now. We are good to go. We can go ahead and close this NetBeans. I'm going to close it. And I'm going to come here again. And this is still taking time. So I'll just close this. I'll close it. And try this again. There was a problem with authentication. So try running, if you look at this, try running no launch browser. Okay, try running again with no launch browser. So let's go ahead, because the authentication was taking time. So you try running this with no launch browser. So you follow the instruction there. Try running again with -no launch browser. Authentication failed. So let's remember from this here, it says gcloud initialization. Okay, and here we want to make sure that that this is where it's found, and that was where this was actually the place where, if you look at this too, this is where that you want to make sure that this path, the path to this folder is the same, and that is it. Okay, the destination folder, which is fine. So let's try this authentication again. Let me close this first. And this gcloud here is gonna be on your desktop. I run this again. Let me run gcloud init, gcloud init, initialization. Okay, it will still want me to verify that browser. Now, let me, you must log in to continue. Yes, I want to continue. You press yes. So I want to open this Google with, if it doesn't work again with Bing, I will just open it with I will change the setting and open it with Google Chrome. Okay, you try it again and it has now authenticated it. So you open up this, it has now, you are now authenticated. Let me maximize this so you see it. So what project do I want? Now, which one did we just, the one we just did here was, remember the one we just did with NetBeans. Was it Peace and Love or Love and Peace? So let's get back to NetBeans, because that's the one we will first do. That's the one we will first deploy, and then we can now deploy another one, the other one we created. So you have to select the one. You have several if you have several projects like I do, you have to select which one you want to deploy. So we're opening up NetBeans. I think it was let's get back to this folder on the PC, documents, NetBeans, projects. And that was for peace and love. Okay, for peace and love. All right, so I come here, Samdom for peace and love. That is number 4. So you type in, you enter number 4. Okay, your current project has been set to this. Then it says here, API not enabled on this project. Would you like to enable and retry? You press yes. You can press yes, uppercase or lowercase. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now it says not setting default zone. Okay. Later on we can talk about it. Later on you can set your zone or region. Okay. Later on you can set your zone or region. Now, the next thing we want to do is we are going to set the project. We're going to set the project before we deploy it. We're going to type in this command, gcloud config. We want to make sure that this part which we have done, this part is where we find the gcloud SDK. It's actually this part. If you go to your folder here, this PC, the operating system here, you go to users, you go to Samuel, you go to documents, and then Samuel documents, you see the Google Cloud SDK right here, Google Cloud SDK. Under documents, you see that. Okay. So you see it. All right. So we just type in gcloud config, set project. Yeah, you want to make sure that that part is, because if that part is not where it is, then it will not, then the web app will not deploy. So after you make sure that that part is where it is, you go to, actually before you type in this, I'm sorry, let me delete this. Now, before we set the project, we are going to look for, we are going to change directory. We are going to change directory to where this project is actually. Okay, so we're going to change directory to where this project is. And the project, remember the project is in a, that's why, yes, I'm done for peace and love. Now, remember this project is where it is actually in the documents, but it's under NetBeans project. So look at the part here. This PC documents, NetBeans project. NetBeans projects folder. And that is where you, this is actually what we need right here. So this is under documents, NetBeans projects. Then under the folder Samuel Chukwuemeka, then this is actually what we need. We don't need NB project, we don't need test. No, this is what we need here. That is what we need. That contains those two files and the YAML file. So we're gonna make sure we write the part well. Okay, let me come here and be looking at it. So I write it. I hope you can see what I'm typing. So I'll press CD, change directory, and this is under C. You put the colon, press the slash key, backward slash, then users, Samuel, backward slash, documents, okay, backward slash. NetBeans projects, /Samuel Chukwu Emeka. So just make sure the path to your folder is important. Samuel Chukwu Emeka, then / and the last one will be Samdom for peace and love. Okay, and then press the enter key. It has changed the directory. Let me make sure. Let me come to here. Okay, this has the NetBeans we are testing. Once we close the NetBeans, the website was closed. It's just to make sure, because we are gonna test this on the browser and you'll see what I'm talking about. So you've changed the directory, and once you do that, the next thing you do is you press gcloud config set the project, which the name of the project, you now type the name of the project, gcloud config set Samdom for peace and love. Okay, it says here that there is an error. Okay, that's fine. If you use gcloud config set Samdom for peace, it says there's an error. That's fine. Just press now gcloud app deploy, and press the enter. Okay, so it comes and don't be scared of errors at all. Don't be when it says that's an error, just read it and see what might be the problem. Like, I've done this before, but I'm doing this right now on this computer, so it's not it's not a problem. Just follow the directions. It's when there is an error that you now try to figure it out. Okay, it says please choose the region where you want your App Engine location, where you want your App Engine application located. Okay, US Central. I'm in US Central, so I'm just gonna press 3. Okay, I press 3, so it's creating it now. Remember, when you press gcloud config set project, it says no, that's fine. Just press gcloud app deploy. Then I now shows the location. It's now creating the project. Okay, so as is, okay, now it brought out the source, which was this, and then the target project is Samdom for peace and love. That is the target project. You want to make sure that this target project is what is selected. You want to really make sure. Okay, you want to make sure that this target project is the actual thing that is selected. Okay, that is what you need. Then it's now, and this will be the website now, Samdom for peace and love.appspot.com. It says, do you want to continue? You press yes and press enter. Okay, it's now deploying. It's now beginning deployment. All right, as it is doing so, let us go ahead and let's go ahead and do the other projects. Because why I want to do this is because to show you, if you have multiple projects, how do you deploy each one. That is why I want to create another new project so you can see. I'll close this. This first one is for peace and love, so the next one will be for love and peace. So I go to File, New Project, HTML5 JavaScript. If you the PHP file, if you want it, you can get it from here, PHP application. Okay, but that's fine. I'm gonna just use this again. Like I said, I'm doing this just for this is just like testing. Here I'm gonna use Chukwuemeka Samuel. Chukwuemeka Samuel. Okay, I'll click next. No site template, next. I don't want all this for now, so I uncheck it. I click finish. Okay, let's get back on this. So as you can see, our app has been deployed right away. Our app has been deployed. Now, before we have actually launched our web app, but let's get back to fix these errors before we now. Let's get back to fix these errors and try this again. Okay, these errors are not good. So I get back to the Samdom for peace and love.php. I see I think the problem is gonna be here, syntax error. So I'm gonna close this and I save this again. And let's try this. I've saved this. I'm gonna come here and run this jig, and then I will just come and copy this site route, these three things. I'll just copy it. Let me copy it, and I'm gonna come here under the site route, and I'm gonna paste the three of them, and I will delete this one. I'm gonna come over here and delete this. So these are the two projects. I'll come here and I'll change this here, right here, to Chukwuemeka, to Samdom for love, Samdom for peace and love. This one is for peace and love, right? This one is for, this is for peace and love. So the other one should be for love and peace. Samdom for love and peace. Samdom for love and peace. Okay. And then I'll delete this here and I'll just change it to love and this to love and peace. Samdom for love and peace. And then here, Samdom, I also change this PHP file to love and peace. Samdom for love and peace. Okay, let me close this. I know this has shown me red. I will fix it. Let me close this NetBeans first. Okay, let me close this NetBeans first. I will come to this gcloud. Let's just because we made some changes in that for peace and love. Let's go ahead and run it. Let's go ahead and deploy it again because we made some changes in it. We fixed the errors. Let's deploy it again and then let's fix the second one and we can run it. Okay, so here it is. Here it is pointing at this. I'll just change directory and you can actually have this so that you can just copy and paste. So this is C drive users Samuel documents. That was NetBeans projects. You want to make sure you type everything well. NetBeans projects. I want this here. NetBeans projects. Then Samuel Chukwuemeka. Then this one is for Samdom for peace and love. Okay, Samdom for peace and love. And the other one is for love and peace. This is for Samuel Chukwu Emeka. And the other one, Chukwu Emeka Samuel, would be love and peace. Chukwu Emeka Samuel will be Samdon for love and peace. Please, my advice is make sure there are no errors before you run this. Let's save this. This is on the desktop. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this right here since we fixed the errors, and come over here, change directory, and I'll just paste this. Okay, change directory, and then I'll paste this. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna come here and I'll put change directory from here. Then I copy it, so I don't have to keep typing it again. I come here, I put this, I paste it, change directory, user Samuel. Okay, there is something I did here wrong, so I'm gonna put this backward slash. Very well. Okay, that was the thing. So if there's errors, don't worry. Actually, the change directory shouldn't be here. It's not a problem. That error was because of that. So if there's an error, don't worry. Just look at it and fix it. So change directory, Control V, paste. Okay, there you go. Okay, let me make this bigger. And then you now go to gcloud app deploy. Okay. And as it spools up, let's go and finish the NetBeans project here. It's like I closed the NetBeans. Okay, it pulls up and it says, "This make sure the target project, Samdon for peace and love." Okay, you want to continue? Yes, and it's deploying it, so we can test it out. Let's go ahead and open up NetBeans and resolve the other issues we had, okay? And I believe that you already you know how to write PHP. You have your own editors that you use, your own IDE that you use. So that's fine. I'm just using this so I could just see how fast I can be. Besides, this is what I use most of the time, NetBeans. I like NetBeans if I'm writing Java too. All right. There is a problem here. You go and resolve. I'm going to go and resolve problem. Resolve. The public here, I will change it to Chukwu Emeka Samuel. I'm looking at NetBeans project, Chukwu Emeka Samuel. Okay, it says it didn't find it. Let's see here. NetBeans, Chukwu Emeka Samuel. Samdon for love and peace. Yeah. So I come over here. Resolve. Browse here. Looking for Samdon for love and peace. This is what I need. I open it. I click OK. It has resolved it. I click close. So this is what I need here. Samdon for love and peace. Okay. What I'm gonna do here is I write this love your neighbor. You know what? This first one here, the first one, Samdon for peace and love. I write it love thy neighbor as thyself. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love thy neighbor as thyself. I also come to PHP and write it too. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay, this is Samdon for peace and love. Now, Samdon for love and peace, I will write love thy neighbor as God loves you. As God loves you. love thy neighbor as God loves you. And then I come over here, I also write love thy neighbor as God loves you. Okay, so this, I have two projects, folks. Excuse me. I have two projects. This app.yaml here, I will put some down for love and peace. Make sure you put love and peace. Love and peace.html. This one is love. Some down for love and peace.php. Okay, Control S. All right, I'm set to go. I have two projects that I created. I'm gonna run both of them. One is some down for peace and love. Both of course, the default is PHP, but I can also upload the HTML file. And the other one is some down for love and peace. Okay, both will give us two same messages, but same in understanding because it's love, but different in the words. Okay, I think I can close this NetBeans. So I'm done with it. I come here. I have finished some DOM for peace and love. I finished it. Let me open it here. I'll come here. www.samdomforpeaceandlove.appspot.com. You can type it. Okay. www.samdomforpeaceandlove.appspot.com. Okay, and there you go. You see love thy neighbor. This is the PHP. Now the PHP just echoes it, but if you want the HTML, which is the H1 tag, which will make it bold, slash, you have some down for peace and love .html. This is bold. Okay, that's the HTML. Okay, I've not, you see how we have deployed it right away with Google Cloud. Now, I can go ahead and close this, the Google Cloud. If I type love and peace, if I type some down for love and peace, okay, some down for love and peace, just the PHP, you see what it will give me. It will not error because I have not deployed it. So let's deploy that and see what, you know. Let's go ahead and deploy that. Open up Google Cloud. I have here, I come here. I know they are in the same, if you look at where it is stored, this is stored here, this is stored here. Okay. What I can do first is to run gcloud init, initialize, and pick configuration to use. I pick 1, reinitialize the configuration. I pick 1. Okay, and then if you have a new account, you can log in with a new account. Okay, right now I'm just using samdomforpeace@gmail.com. So you guys have known my Gmail, right? Please, no spam mails, please. Okay, I press 1, and then what cloud project do I want? Now I want love and peace, which is number 2. I pick number 2. So it has been set to that. Would API not enabled? Would you like to enable it? I press yes. Okay. Then I want to change directory. Change directory to where this is here. I change directory to where this one is. I copy it, change directory this, press enter. It says it cannot find the system file. So let's see what I typed in again. Okay, this is Chukwuemeka Samuel, not Samuel Chukwuemeka. Chukwuemeka Samuel. There you go. Chukwuemeka Samuel. So if you make mistake, no problem. The main thing is to fix it. Okay. So I copy this. Change directory to this. Okay, now it has done that. And I can just press gcloud app deploy. So it wants me to choose a time zone. There is another command you can do so it doesn't ask you this. Okay. But I see this video is getting long. Now it wants me to choose a time zone, US Central. Number 3, I press enter. So remember, this is for love and peace. For love and peace. So it's creating that. You want to make sure that the target project is Samdom for love and peace. You want to make sure. Okay. Do you want to continue? You press yes. And it's now uploading it. Let me say this anyway. If you are using App Engine already and you already have projects with App Engine, more than one project, then you might want to set the configuration. Remember, I did set the configuration to set project first before you now do it. Okay, you might want to do that first. Okay, depending on if it gives you a command, if you just make sure that the target project is what you need. Always make sure that the target project is what you need. So this is Samdom for love and peace. So let's go ahead and check this. I'll close this and I'll come here. So Samdom for love and peace.appspot.com. Refresh this. So you see that love thy neighbor as God loves you. And if you want to see the HTML, Samdom for peace, Samdom for love and peace dot HTML. Samdom for love and peace dot HTML. And you see this, love thy neighbor as God loves you. You see, we have deployed the apps. This one here is www.samdom for peace and love .appspot.com. And of course, this is the PHP file. If you want to see any HTML file you create as part of the project, you make sure you put it in the app.yaml. And this other one will be Samdom for love and peace .appspot.com. And of course, Control S. If you wanna, I just put this H1 as HTML so you can see, you can see both. If you want PHP, you can also echo the H1 tag so that it will be bold as well if you want to. So Samdom for love and peace .appspot.com gives you love thy neighbor as God loves you, while Samdom for peace and love peace and love gives you love thy neighbor that should be love thy neighbor as thyself, right? It should be love thy neighbor as thyself. So let's open up the NetBeans. I want to make sure that everything works right. I think I wrote love thy neighbor as thyself, so it should run that way. If I remove this, yeah, it should be love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay, so let's get back to this. This is here, site root, Samdom for peace and love, just to make sure then we can do it again. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Here, love thy neighbor as thyself. All right. Okay, let's why it's not showing is because we need to deploy it again. Anything you do, you deploy. So I'm just gonna I'll come here. What I can do right away is to change directory to this here, to this one here. I don't have to initialize all the time unless you want to, but I can just change directory here, and then I can go ahead and do gcloud app deploy. So okay, so this is what I was talking about actually. If you didn't do gcloud initialize, if you just went ahead and changed directory, you see here this target project is love and peace. But what I'm looking for is peace and love. That's what I'm looking for. So that's the problem. Because love and peace was the last one, it just did. So if you encounter this kind of problem, don't worry. Okay, just because you don't need to be doing gcloud initialize all the time. So I don't want to continue. I'll say no. I'll press N. No, I don't want to continue. I will come here because this is for peace and love. So why should the target project be Samdom for love and peace? That's a problem, because this is for peace and love in folder. So just come here, you write gcloud, you type in config set, and then the project name, which is Samdom for peace and love. Let me make this bigger so you see it. Samdom for peace and love. Remember, the target project here is Samdom for love and peace. That is not what we want. So you do gcloud config set the project name Samdom for peace and love. Enter. Okay, there is an error here. No problem. You write it this way: gcloud config set project. Type in project. Okay, set project Samdom for peace and love. So if you look at error, no problem, just fix it. All right, it has updated it. Then I can now do gcloud app deploy. Okay. All right, so you see now the target project here has now changed for Samdom for peace and love. See that? You see that? So you want to make sure that your target project is what you want to deploy. And then I can press yes, continue. Okay. So it has finished. So you can close this and just refresh this on your browser. You just refresh this, you see that love thy neighbor as thyself. It has deployed. And if you want to see the HTML, just see this, love thy neighbor as thyself. See that? Now, if you want to see this in a browser, if you don't want to come and start typing it, you can also use gcloud app browse. Just like it wrote here, to view your application in the web browser, you can run gcloud app browse. Okay, and it will open it in your browser. All right, so I hope you have understood something. If you have any questions and you're using a Windows machine and you have any questions at all, you run into errors, just you can email me. Okay, you can send me an email, or you can contact me from my website. My website is in the video. Thank you so much for listening, and you have a great day.